In this drawing, we will review the intrinsic muscles of the hand, as well as reference some of the longer tendons coming from the forearm that are associated with these muscles. The intrinsic muscles of the hand can further be divided into three groups: the central muscles, the thenar muscles associated with the first digit or thumb, and the hypothenar muscles associated with the fifth digit or little finger. We will start with the central muscle group. First, we have the interossei muscles, which can further be divided into palmar and dorsal interossei. The palmar interossei arise from the sides of the metacarpal bones and insert into the extensor hoods of digit 2, 4, and 5. The dorsal interossei originate on the sides of adjacent metacarpal bones and insert into the extensor hoods of digit 2 through 4. Adductor Pollicis has two heads, an oblique head from the capitate and the bases of metacarpals 2 and 3, and a transverse head from the shaft of the third metacarpal. Both heads converge and insert into the base of the proximal phalanx and the extensor hood of the thumb. The lumbricales originate on the tendon of Flexor digitorum profundus and travel towards the dorsum of the hand to insert into the extensor hood of fingers 2 through 5. Here I've drawn in the flexor retinaculum, as some of the thenar and hypothenar muscles have attachment to this structure. We will first look at the thenar muscles. Opponens Pollicis is the deepest of the group. It arises from the trapezium and the flexor retinaculum, and then inserts into the lateral margin and palmar aspect of the first metacarpal. Flexor Palmaris Brevis also arises from the trapezium and the flexor retinaculum. It has a superficial head and a deep head, and both are associated with a small sesamoid bone as they continue on to insert into the proximal phalanx of the thumb. Abductor Pollicis brevis comes from the scaphoid, trapezium, and flexor retinaculum, and then inserts into the proximal phalanx and extensor hood of the thumb. And finally, we will look at the hypothenar muscles. Opponens digiti minimi arises from the hook of the hamate and the flexor retinaculum. It inserts into the medial aspect of the fifth metacarpal. Flexor digiti minimi brevis also arises from the hook of the hamate and the flexor retinaculum, but it inserts into the proximal phalanx of the fifth finger. Abductor digiti minimi comes from the pisiform, pisohamate ligament, and tendon of flexor carpi ulnaris, and inserts into the proximal phalanx of the fifth finger. Palmaris brevis originates on the medial side of the palmaris longus tendon, palmar aponeurosis, and the flexor retinaculum. The fibers then insert into the deep surface of the skin on the medial side of the hand. Thanks for watching.